Hi everyone and welcome to my early transfer plans. Game week 2 has just finished. Hopefully you've had a green arrow. If not, don't worry. Game week 3 is around the corner. We can turn this around. In this video, game week 2 headlines, my team and how I've scored, and my early transfer plans, mainly focusing on one player, NKUNKU, who we can all agree is stinking out our teams. Now before we jump into this, do me a favor, like, subscribe and share the video. Now you've done that, let's get into it. The first headline in game week 2 has to be all about Haaland. A hat-trick and 3 bonus points. Unreal scoring. This is the reason he cost £15 million. If you look at his FPL career already, 500 career FPL points, 20th double-digit returns, 67 goals, 17 assists and 74 bonus points. Totally unreal. If you didn't own him this game week, it's a lot of pain for you. NKUNKU benched. Now this one's a painful one. We was hoping he would be the bargain of the season. It's turning out to be the rotten tomatoes. I'm telling you, he's becoming a big flop, a fraud, whatever you want to call it. First game he gave us 1 point and he played 57 minutes. This game he gave us 1 point again. That's back-to-back major blanks. And in game week 2 he was benched and only played 7 minutes. In a game where Chelsea destroyed Wolves. Only 2 game weeks in and we're seeing a pattern. It's time to target Everton. They've conceded 7 goals in 2 games. They've got loads of injuries and playing awful football. So when the opportunity is there, we need to target them. Arsenal, 2 clean sheets. Can they beat last season's 18 clean sheets? I mean, they've started the season really strong and they're not even playing at their best. Yes, I know Watkins should have scored, but it is what it is. They've got 2 clean sheets, and if you own their goalkeeper or defenders, you're smiling. The premium midfielders delivered in game week 2. Salah 10, Son 16, Palmer 17. This is why they're expensive, but they are very consistent. To finish off our game week 2 headlines, Bruno Fernandes. Honestly, he's been a painful own. If you're like me and you do have him, it's a back-to-back blanks. The fixture next is Liverpool. He cost 8.5 million. In fact, he's the only player in that price bracket and upwards to not return from midfield. It's a real pain. It's a real conundrum. What do we do with him? I scored 80 points in game week 2, which is not too bad. It's a green arrow, which wasn't too difficult considering how horrendous my game week 1 score was. But yeah, I was pleased to see a decent score this game week. It started off really slow. I had injured players not playing, benched. So yeah, we'll take this and move on to game week 3. Let's run through it. Henderson, 2 points. It's not looking good. I gambled on Henderson from Crystal Palace thinking they're going to be solid. Glasner had a great finish to last season, but it's not looking good at the moment. And his interview recently suggested he's not too happy with the noise around the club. They've lost Anderson to Fulham. It looks like they're going to lose Gehi to Newcastle. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. If I had a free transfer, the luxury of that, he would be gone. But at the moment, I have to stick with him. I don't even have a bench goalkeeper. Trent, back-to-back returns, a clean sheet today. Could have got an assist, but it wasn't to be. He's been very close to returning, but yeah, it's just one of those things at the moment. Frustratingly, his minutes are still being managed. Game week 1, he had 76 minutes, he came off. Game week 2 is 71 minutes, so Slot is clearly looking after him. Trent was fuming, he was really miserable, moping around. In fact, there's videos going around showing Slot explaining to him why he took him off, and Trent's still not happy. It's not nice to see considering he's the vice captain, but FPL-wise, got the returns. It could have been more. He's one of the few players in the teams where you do not need to worry about him. And if you don't own him, I would really consider bringing him in. He's very close to for a mega haul. I'm thinking 15-20 pointer. Robinson with a 7 pointer. You love to see it. He got an assist, even though they conceded. That assist plus the bonus points, late bonus points, gives him 7 points. So I'm really happy about that. It was always a nice fixture versus Leicester. Hall on the bench was such a frustrating one. He came on for 21 minutes and gave us a 1 pointer. Not good at all. Eddie Howe spoke about bringing in Lloyd Kelly because of the height, and you must have thought Bournemouth could cause them problems there. So let's hope Hall comes back into the team next week, albeit I might not play him considering they've got Spurs. Jota does what he does, gave us another attacking return. Today it was an assist versus Brentford, but still came off in the 71st minute, so Slot is definitely managing some of these players at Liverpool. NKUNKU with another 1 pointer. How painful is this? He's a problem for me, definitely a problem for you. We need to get rid of him. After this, I'm going to discuss the 3 potential transfers I need to change him out for, and I'm definitely going to do it because I think he's going to drop in price as well. Bruno is the only midfielder at that price range and up to not return. He's causing me massive problems. He had 2 good fixtures, hasn't returned. His 3rd fixture is Liverpool. I'm not happy about this. He's another player I want to get rid of. I'm not sure I have the luxury of the transfers yet, so he might have to play next week, which is versus Liverpool. Gordon came in clutch for me this game week. 10 points. That's a goal and 3 bonus points. You'd love to see it. Anything Gordon can do, Smith Rowe can do. He delivered 10 points as well. So it's been very, very positive from those two. Haaland, what more do we need to say about him? A mega haul. 17 points, 34 points if you captain, 51 points if you triple captain, which I thought not many did. When I checked the stats, 477,000 plus managers triple captained him. And last in my team, Isaac. Very frustrating to come away with a blank considering he had 5 shots. Yes, some of those shots were blocked, but still, it was a good performance. On another day, he gives you 1 attack in return. My bench, Matthews, forget about him. Solanke, another problem for me. Injured, missed this game week. This was the key game week I actually had him in my team against Everton, who are toothless and have already conceded 7 goals this season. So that was a really painful one to take. Harwood 2 points and Konsa 1 point, but understandable considering he's playing against Arsenal. 80 points was a good game week. I will take that. I'm hoping I can repeat this in game week 3. Having said that, I do have issues I need to fix. Solanke being one of the priorities, but NKUNKU surely is top of the list. Let's have a look at some alternatives for these players. First transfer I'm looking at is João Pedro. Why? I've got Dominic Solanke, who's injured. I'm not sure if he's going to be back for game week 3. And even if he is, I'm quite frustrated because he missed the money fixture, which was the Everton game. Coming in at 5.5 million, it would allow me to move money from up front to my midfield where I can improve Bruno Fernandes, who I'm considering another midfielder. João Pedro so far has had a good start to the season. He's got 8 points in game week 2, 1 goal, 0 assists, 2 bonus points, 3 shots taken. His XG was 0.52 and XA 0.15. So all in all, a pretty good return in game week 2. Fixtures are a mixed bag. Next up is Arsenal, possibly the worst fixture you can get in the Premier League, away as well at the Emirates. And the second fixture though is Ipswich at home. I 100% want to own him for this. The predicted points back this up as well. Against Arsenal, he's predicted 2.34 and against Ipswich, he's predicted 3.87. All in all, he's a player I want for 2 reasons. He's cheap, allows me to move money into midfield where I need to make improvements. The next player I'm looking at is Saka. I know he's 10 million, but I've got Bruno Fernandes killing me in my midfield. 1.5 million more. If I move Pedro in, I have that money to move Bruno up to Saka. And for me, that looks like an easy move to make. Super consistent, plays every game, every minute, takes the penalties, set pieces, playing for one of the best teams in the Premier League. You just have to look how consistent he is. Again, he returned 6 points this game week. No goals, but he got an assist, no bonus points, only 1 shot taken. But his XG was 0.08 and 0.10 for his XA. Not the best game week for him, but again, just super consistent just because of the set pieces and amount of deliveries he puts into the box. And when you've got an attack that consists of Odegaard, Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz, you're going to get points. Fixtures look good as well. Brighton at home and Tottenham away. There's always goals in that fixture. They might concede, but 100% Arsenal will be scoring. And the predicted points back this up. 6.29 against Brighton and 5 against Tottenham. Again, it's just super consistent. I think he most probably outscores those predicted points. And last up is my NKUNKU replacement, and I'm looking at Morgan Rogers. Again, I want to save money where it's possible. Morgan Rogers allows this. He only costs 5 million. He's been incredible for Aston Villa and he's been very unlucky to not return. He put it on a plate for Watkins, who I'm not quite sure how he missed an empty goal. Playing in a very attacking position in this Aston Villa team as a 10, as an 8, driving through the middle and supporting Watkins. He has permission to bomb into the box. There's going to be goals for him. Game week 2, he was very unfortunate, as I said. He should have had 1 assist, but Watkins let him down. So you could see the stats don't look that great. No goals, no assists, no bonus, but 3 shots for a £5 million midfielder with Aston Villa's upcoming fixtures, which consist of Leicester away and then Everton at home. Yes, Everton. You've seen how Everton have started the season. 7 goals conceded in 2 games. Don't let the predicted points put you off. At 5 million for Aston Villa, one of the better teams in the Premier League, they will be challenging for top 4 again, and the upcoming fixtures are gorgeous. He's the player most likely for me to replace NKUNKU. That extra money I saved there is going to go into my midfield to make other adjustments. Get in the comments and let me know who you're moving NKUNKU to. I hope you enjoyed the video, but more importantly, I hope you found the video useful. Get in the comments and let me know what transfers you're making this game week. Are you going to keep NKUNKU for one more game week? Before you jump off to your next video, do me a favor, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to to my next milestone, which is 1,000 subscribers. I can only do that with your help, so I'd really appreciate that. And one last thing you should do before you jump off is watch this video, which is currently on the screen. This is me speaking to FPL Harry, who's an elite FPL manager and one of the biggest FPL content creators out there. He gives you his insights, his thinking of how he's going to attack this season. Definitely worth a watch.